Herbivore. Good morning, vegan man and woman. My chair, pardon the pun, is on its last legs. I've tried tightening the, there's these like screws up at the sort of joints there, but the joints are really, oh, that's not good. I may collapse on my ass at any second. Right, thank you for joining me. Who's in the house? Aslan, you are here. Good morning, my good people. Hope you're all doing well. We hope you're doing well. You always say that. You're very nice. Chris and Cthulhu, what up, Herb Samurai? I'm very good. How are you? I like that. Aslan, how did you find the National Animal Rights March? It was amazing. It was amazing. It was very emotional. You know, it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Like, you got the drums, like everyone's got their banners. You're all there for the same reason. It's all very friendly and positive and upbeat. And then, you know, the people with the megaphones start to chant, you know, their bodies. And then you shout back, not ours, their babies, not ours. And that just F's me up straight away. I find it hard to keep together. Just really having that stark reminder that it's happening now every second of every day. Like, animals are being terrorized and going through hell on earth. And so, you know, that's hard, but, you know, it's a good reminder. On aggregate, just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, it's got to be done, I think. I'm glad that there weren't more people there. I mean, it was nowhere near as big as the last one. And I guess, you know, we can probably thank COVID for that. You know, a lot of it. But then again, you know, the camp out was a week or so before, and that had like 12,000. So I've got to think that, you know, and I think that's human nature, isn't it? Like, we value our, like, fun and enjoyment. You know, and there's few of us that would go out of our way for others for no reward. So, like, you know, the people who were there at the march, like, the only thing they're there for is to help save animals. Like, it's not for their personal, like, benefit. You know, it's time, it's traveling, it's money. You could be sat on your ass playing computer games instead. So, you know, I get it, but I just felt a little bit... No, I felt disappointed. And I know not everyone can make it, you know. I didn't make it like the couple of years before that because I was at the end of an extreme cut. I wanted to finish it. I would have had to mess it up and I probably would have just ditched it. And I was just trying to get razor sharp to look great for photos, you know, which will serve me for the next 5 years, like going forward, and to help promote like animal, you know, rights, just showing that you can have an amazing physique. So at that time, I thought the best use of me was to just crack on and get my diet done. And I felt like I couldn't mess it around at that late stage. I was struggling so much, and I didn't want to muck it up. But you know, I was gutted. I was gutted that I couldn't go. And going forwards, I'm really going to try to make my life such that, you know, that's a priority, and I'm trying to get there as much as possible, because, you know, what my hope is, year on year, if it grows and grows and grows and grows, eventually people have got to like take stock and have a look. The other thing is, I mean, there's 2 weeks worth of is it Extinction Rebellion or Animal Rebellion? One of those lovely people are doing like 2 weeks worth of protests anyway in London. So, you know, did that dilute the amount of people we could get to this one particular day? Maybe. So, yeah. And again, like, I appreciate that not everyone's in a position to be able to go there. You know, don't want anyone to like feel bad, but I just think, you know, if we can get there, you know, and it's not too much of a imposition, and you know you can afford to do it, you know, you got the means, you got the time, yeah, like I just wish like maybe just that one time a year, like we can really put in a big effort and just show the world that there are thousands of us that are not willing to put up with animal abuse. Anyway, that's my little rant, but yeah, amazing day. I really loved it. I got to meet some more of you lovely guys. Yeah, that was magical, really. Magical. And I said, you know, you feel some negative emotions, but, you know, that's all right. Emotions are there to be felt. Like, you know, it's transient. And it just galvanizes you. It just makes me really, just really bangs home to me why I do this. And it just lights a fire under my ass. And then for the next year, I'm good again. And I'm just going to be working super hard. Aslan, except for B12 and vitamin D, what other vitamins are we most likely not to get enough of, generally speaking? That is a great question. You know, if you mean vegans in general, well, your average vegan is lacking in 7 essential vitamins and minerals, so it can be a lot. But if you know you've got half a clue and you're eating predominantly whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices, there's not many that are of concern. Obviously the 2 you said. Vitamins wise, vitamin E would be the other one, which, you know, is not hard to get on a healthy vegan diet, but you just need to have a little bit of knowledge. So, you know, I would say to include 2 or 3 good servings of wheat bran is the best source, then sunflower seeds, almonds, things like tomatoes, red peppers, sweet potatoes, butternut squash, avocados are good, apricots, mangoes, blackberries. There's a few good sources, but you need to make sure that you include in 2 or 3 of them every day. I think that's probably it for vitamins. The other vitamins are not too difficult. Again, unless you're eating a horrible diet, in which case, like, well, you probably need to worry about vitamins and minerals and essential fatty acids. Minerals-wise, zinc potentially, iodine particularly if you're not having the seaweed or having iodized salt. So, yeah, those are the main ones, really. Selenium, if you're not having a Brazil nut, most people probably would be lacking a bit in selenium. But again, not hard. Just a little bit of knowledge required. Got something in my blinking eyeballs. Chris and Cthulhu. Thoughts on doing rider or vegan gains? I like to tell you with like Master's Fitness industry. I mean, you know, Vegan Gains has done a lot for veganism. He's very intelligent. I personally don't like his personality. And during rider, I don't like either. So I don't want to speak ill of people. But suffice it to say, I don't know that their personalities are the best thing, you know, for them to be figureheads in this movement. You know, I wonder if sometimes it does more harm than good. Not that Vegan Gains hasn't turned thousands and thousands of people vegan, so you know I don't want to poo-poo him completely. Yeah, omega-3 essential fatty acids are another nutrient that we do need to take care of. So yeah, ground flax, ground chia are good. Hemp seeds and walnuts are good. There's another seed from the Amazon called Sacha Inchi, sorry. They're about 3 or 4 to 1 in favour of omega-3. So they're good, like ground flax and ground chia. And then there's even in some like leafy greens and stuff. And of course you can take a algae supplement for direct DHA, the long chain version of omega-3. Laura, you lovely lass. I forgot to say you'd already done a super chat, a preemptive super chat before I was even in the room. You lovely girl, love you guys so much. We love you very much too. So you've lost more weight now, 24 stone from 36 stone 10, October the 18th. Wow. Let's give Laura a round of applause. That is amazing. That is truly amazing. Yeah, our friend Mooncat, Vegan Mooncat, is often in the chat. He's done quite similarly. It's good to see. Well done. Chris Hench, tell us how London was. Good vegan location. I remember Verdura when I went 2 years ago. I've never been there. I haven't eaten in... and Vegan Mooncat's in here. I've talked him up. Hey, Mooncat, do subscribe to General Mooncat. He's flipping great, if you ask me. Where was I? London. So I've only eaten in a few select places. A lot of people think I live in London. We are going to be moving there later on, but we're in Norwich right now. The best place I ate in London, I would say, was Pharmacy in Notting Hill. So that's pharmacy as in Old McDonald's farm, SE. Except it's an agricultural farm, so that was a poor choice of words. There's a couple of decent places in Box Park, What the Pitter. Where's the other place? I forget now. It's been years since I went there in Shoreditch. Of course, there's loads of eateries, mostly, you know, on the junkier end. So, yeah, Temple of Satan. Which, interestingly, I walked past and everyone outside there, when they saw me coming, and they all tried to hide their food up. It was quite comical. So yeah, I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you too much. Chris, any plans on visiting the States? Hike the Grand Canyon, Arizona lava tubes, and your petrified forest. That all sounds great. I've not heard of half of those. Yeah, I should be in the States. Probably next. Our plans are kind of changed a bit with our new business. And it should likely be taking me to somewhere in the States initially. So, yeah, I can't say too much. So watch this space is all I can say. But yeah, I'd love to visit the States. It'll be great. General Maddick, what do you think of Tash Peterson's form of activism? Is she that vegan booty girl? And I've not really paid a whole lot of attention. I think, does she kind of, not, I don't want to say flaunt her body, but does she use her sort of sexuality to promote the message? You know, in which case some people, you know, have sort of ill feeling about that, and I get it. But it does grab attention, doesn't it? So, yeah, I don't really know what to tell you. I believe I stuck up for her in a video where, what's his name? Isaac Butterfield went after her, so I stuck up for her, and I think she left me a nice comment. I think that was her. Anyway, she seemed to be a delight. But yeah, I don't know. I've not followed her work a whole lot, so I probably should cut it there in terms of saying what I think about her ways and means. But yeah, she seemed like a nice girl to me. So I can tell you, Nikki very generously donated 5 UK bucks. No question. We got a lovely little sticker there. A happy fox by the looks of him, having a giggle. Oh, and it's Nikki Northern British Gaming. For some reason, on my other screen, it cut your name short. I was guessing that was you. Thank you, lovely. I really appreciate you. Yeah, what does everyone else think about... I know it's a bit controversial, isn't it? Using kind of sex or, you know, like... a bit of nudity or sort of simulated nudity. I know Peter have come under fire for that. And my friend, what's her name? Used to be a TV presenter, Annika Svenska. I mean, she did I thought was quite a tasteful photo shoot with, I think she had an Arctic fox or something, like covering up strategic places on her. But yeah, I mean, some people have strong feelings about that sort of imagery. So, you know, we're all very different. Yeah, so what do you guys think about it? I'm interested. Aslan, how many people signed up for the march? You know, I've got no clue. At one point, I raced ahead and I got high up on a perch and I filmed the procession, and it actually looked a lot bigger than I thought while I was in it, because I was there early and people were turning up. It didn't seem that big. But yeah, there was a few. But I got no clue how to guess large amounts of, large numbers like that. But I don't think it was half as big as the previous one, which was like 10K. It certainly wasn't the amount of people that were at the camp out. Let's put it that way. So I found that a little saddening, but there you go. You can't win them all. Emmanuel, good morning, everyone. Do you think any of the biggest anti-vegans, Salad Ho, Baker, isn't that funny? Like Salad Dino and Baker, like salad, and then like someone who bakes bread, all vegan things, and Syringe will ever go vegan. Yeah. Possibly. Oftentimes the people who protest the most are the closest to doing it. Some of these people are just trying to garner views, so if they can then be controversial and flip things like John Venus tried to do, which backfired hilariously on him, they'll do it. Sorry, I forgot where I was. What was the question again? Do I think they'll change? I think it may come down to when they realise how sick they are, and then if they ever look at the data with open eyes on how foods plant-based diet can prevent, treat, and even reverse some diseases. So they may be more plant-based than vegan. But then, they might be able to look at things with an open heart and realise, oh, actually, I don't want to hurt animals if it's not necessary. And hey, it's my best mate too. How are you doing, Mark? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Simone, we made an amazing tofu curry last night. Much load of spinach and chickpeas, so good. I don't take supplements yet, should I? Yeah, vitamin D in the winter months, B12 all of the time. If your B12 becomes low, you are risking dementia, paralysis, and death. It's that serious. Yeah, get that B12 in, yeah. You really need to be a little scientific with this in the beginning if you want to optimize your health. Most people don't bother, but most people have low nutritional status. So I'll just show you chronometer. I would invite you, Simone, to just get on here, just, for a couple of weeks, just plug in. You basically program in what foods you're eating, type of food, quantities, all that malarkey, add it in. Here's a plan I did for a lady doing a diet years ago. About 3 years old, this plan. I recycled it a lot because it was so useful, because it hit all the micros and was quite a low amount of calories. It can become, if you're on a low amount of calories, it's quite a juggling act to try and get all the nutrients in. So, you know, I prescribed her oats, soya milk, frozen berries, dates, flax seeds, chia seeds, kidney beans, kale, sweet potato, yellow and red peppers, sunflower seeds, lentils, quinoa, tomato, spinach, onion, mushrooms, and 1 times Brazil nut. Those are very important for your selenium. And you'll see here, we got her 3.1 grams of omega-3. Well, she only needed 2.2, in fact. This is set up for a male. 7.8 grams of omega-6, which some people would say is low, but the true RDI is unknown. We just base the adequate intake on a mean of a society who has tons of omega-6 in the diet and is really sick. So I think it's best to keep that low, but you do you. Don't take that as gospel. You see, saturates are very low, under 10 grams, so very, very helpful. Protein is like 1.5 times the RDA. All these essential amino acids are around 2x the RDA. Oh, you can't get amino acids with plants? Well, I just 2x'd all the essential ones without even trying. What are you on about? B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6, sorry. So between 133 and 261% of the RDA for those. B12, of course, is lacking, so you need to add in a supplement. Choline, it's another one of those nutrients which we're a bit unsure of. It may be conditionally essential, so if you don't have those conditions, we can certainly make some of our own. But you don't want your methionine, your B12 or your folate to be low, or you'll struggle. So yeah, eat a healthy diet. So personally, I don't bother about cobalamin. As long as I'm getting at least about 300 milligrams, I think that's fine. Likely, looking at the data. The data is not conclusive though. The only real conclusive data we have is that 50 milligrams is not enough for most people and 500 is more than enough for most people. There's not much data in between. The Vegan Society do mention about 300 though should be adequate for most. The only time I would go up near the RDA just to make sure would be personally, and again this is my personal opinion, and you may want to go to 100% of it, in which case add in a supplement or go higher in brassicas, grains and legumes. But where was I then going with that? Choline, I've forgotten. But yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, in the case of pregnancy, you can have neural tube defects in the baby if choline is too low. So in that one instance, I personally would encourage the mother to shoot for 500 milligrams. You know, if it involves taking in a supplement, so be it. But as you can see here, folate is twice the RDA. Vitamin A, this says 2,400%. Well, it's not going to be quite that, because it's not. I think this is adding up all the carotenoids. So this is not actually retinol, which is the true vitamin A, like the animal version. So what you're looking for here is retinol activity equivalent. Let me come out of the way. Retinol activity equivalent. For a female, you want that to be 700 mics. For a male, 900. And you can see here that this is 3,594.5 mics. So I think we're all right. Ah, yeah, vegan, dual deficient. Yes, again. Vitamin E, as I said, can be a struggle. So I've just scraped in here on this low amount of cows. I scraped in using a can of tomatoes, a tablespoon of sunflower seeds, some spinach, sweet potatoes, red pepper. Those were the major contributors to that. So that kind of just scraped in. Was she to be eating a few more calories, I would up things like the sunflower seeds to really bolster that. But, you know, it's the RDA, so... vitamin K is at nearly 800% of the RDA. People argue that you need vitamin K2, not vitamin K1. Well, that's true, but bacteria in several organs of our bodies transform the K1 into K2. And the fact that we've got 800% of our RDA means that I wouldn't worry too much. And here you can see all the minerals, you know, The lowest one is calcium, which is at 120% of the RDA, and the others are up to 421% of RDA for manganese. So yeah, I don't think that a vegan diet needs to be too deficient if you've got half a clue what you're doing. If you're going to eat biscuits, if you're going to drink Coca-Cola, if you're just going to eat crisps, yeah, you could be deficient in everything. But at least with a vegan diet, it can be healthy, which is more than I can say for an omnivorous diet with any appreciable amount of animal products. You're raising your risk for the top killer diseases. So no one's dying of deficiencies anyway. Everyone's dying of extreme excess, and it's, cholesterol, trans fats, sat fat. It's like animal-based products by and large. So take that. So yeah, Simone, I would encourage you, get on Chronometer, plug your foods in, get a little bit of a handle. If you're a bit low on some things, maybe up, the foods that are more rich in that. You can Google like a list of, say, highest zinc containing plant foods or whatever. You shouldn't need much in the way of supplements, but those one or two. So, vitamin D in the winter months, you feel that if you're low, it won't be very pleasant. B12, that's very essential, and something like 2/5 of Americans are insufficient or deficient in that, and 2/5 of Americans are not vegan, so it's not just a vegan issue. It's from microbes, and we now sterilize the environment. But so add that in for sure. But other than that, get some seaweed, if not an iodine supplement. If your omega-3 and 6 is in balance, you've got your ground flax, ground chia, and you've not got more than 3 or 4 to 1 in favour of omega-6, and you've got at least 2.2 grams of their short-chain omega-3 ALA, you should be fine. However, some people can unfortunately be poor converters. It's fairly rare that you're such a poor converter that it matters. Or some people may have a genetic defect where they can't actually elongate the ALA into EPA and DHA. So for that reason, I recommend that people add in a direct DHA supplement. They're cheap enough, and there may be health benefits to doing so as well, according to the science. So link below if you want to check out Vivo Life, who I'm a brand ambassador with. They do a real high strength one, and in fact you only need to use that at 3 times a week at the potency they've got it to get the 250 milligrams a day benefit that people see if they're pescatarian and they're eating like direct DHA. May benefit potentially heart and or brain health. I think the science is a little shaky, but most people conclude that it should help in those areas. And yeah, if you have a deficiency, you're certainly going to feel it. So I think it's worth adding in. But other than that, you should be able to get your nutrients from real food, which is the best way to always get them. Shaggy! Mincat, most people's food seems to be 50% pharmacy food. Yeah, don't it just. So I think we're talking about the old nudity way of advocacy. Mincat, it sure grabs headlines and gets the vegan talk going. Yeah. Also shows off how fit we are. Shaggy, I just ordered some nooch and it's high in zinc. 1 tablespoon is 6 milligrams of zinc. Oh yeah, because it's like a type of mushroom. Oh, it's like a single-celled mushroom. Yeah, I forgot about that. Mincat, I think it's fine. She is doing what she thinks is right and is doing a good job stirring things up. Yeah. Callie, so I think you originally posed the question, didn't you? Tash definitely hits the headlines. I certainly don't have the courage to do it. It will certainly bring attention to veganism. And Will says whatever works. Yeah, amen. Mooncat, the first sign they may have of illness is death, and there's no chance of escape. So that sudden cardiac death, it's the biggest killer. Yeah, there's that. There is that. Thomas, hi Paul, thanks so much for sharing the video of the protest and the emotions that were felt so openly. It was really beautiful and also hit someone hit home on a deeper level. Thanks for doing so much. Thanks for the love, brother. I really appreciate you saying that. Will, tips on gaining muscle if you have a low appetite? Well, normally if you start training hard, for most people, that'll ramp up your appetite. A couple of vitamin deficiencies sometimes can be responsible for poor appetite. So I recommend, I think B12 and B6 I've heard quoted before. Don't quote me. I've got a feeling I've heard here and there that those two nutrients can potentially do that to you. And yeah, really, if you didn't care about your health, if you had no care for health, I would say sugar, oil, and protein powder. Like, it would be so low volume, you could get so many calories. Of course, no one wants to be the biggest, leanest corpse in the cemetery, though. So I would suggest sticking to whole plant foods. So, you know, but more calorically dense. So legumes, whole grains, tropical and dried fruits. The more overt, fat-rich foods like nuts, seeds, whole nut and seed butters, avocados. Smoothies are a great tactic. It's easier to drink than to eat your calories. And also, like, you know, you may want 1 or 2 servings of a more processed protein food in order to up the percentage of protein, or to not have too much volume in your meals that you can't manage it. So again, yeah, protein powders, textured vegetable protein, seitan, tofu. You know, these would all be great choices to do that. Yeah, so I think that's all I've got to say on muscle building with low appetite. I think that's good. Do I say this or no? I think I'll mention it. So, like, me personally, I don't advocate marijuana, like cannabis. I certainly wouldn't advocate smoking it, because of the, you know, smoking your lungs is never a good look in terms of health potential. However, I don't know. I just wondered if the judicious use of some kind of edibles might, I mean, but you don't want to start developing a habit and then going really heavy on these things. And then I think it can lead to, like, apathy and things. But maybe a small dose of that, but like late in the day, to stimulate your appetite. Mind you, people think that it helps you to sleep, but apparently it sedates, helps you to sort of get to sleep / knocks you out. But then, you know, your sleep can be broken, and it's not like proper deep sleep. So I personally wouldn't recommend it. But that would be way to stimulate appetite if, you know, you weren't concerned about the health consequences so much. But I would say be concerned about the health consequences. Like, you deserve to feel well. Emmanuel, do you have an opinion on soy mince? So yeah, I was just talking about TVP. So yeah, soy mince can be made from textured vegetable protein. Not as healthy as the whole food that it displaces, but obviously not half as bad as meat. So from my perspective, in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, if you've got muscle building goals and you feel like you need a higher percentage of protein to optimize, I see that as a good option, but not as good as the whole foods that it displaces. So if you're just trying to be healthy and you're not worried about building muscle, I would say stick to the legumes and grains and things like that. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of my matcha tea. Can you see it? You can actually see it. Why is green showing up on a green screen? Weird. Excuse me one moment. White bread, what meal would you serve to try and convince someone to your diet? Do you have a go-to? Not really a go-to. One that worked recently was a African peanut and lentil stew, which is very tasty. It's just sort of a lentil stew type thing with a bit of peanut butter in there, a bit of chili for heat. Really delicious. And I think we had some Tyne Cheese sent us a selection box as a gift. So we had sort of cheese and crackers. And yeah, the couple went whole foods, well, went plant-based for a while as an experiment. They didn't stick to it 100%. But I think they're predominantly plant-based now off the back of it. So yeah, that seemed to work very well. Mooncat, I found lentils tastier substitute than soy mince. Lentils just have a better texture in my opinion. They're very good, aren't they? They really do take the place of soy. And of course, much more nutritionally dense. So good choice, that Mooncat. Anchorad's life. Hello everyone from my mam, Fudge and I. Hello Sergeant Anchorad. How are you today, my lovely? And how's the fam? Snow Globe. He was obviously being a bellend because his message has been deleted, so that was a waste of time. I'm sorry if our compassion, Snow Globe, is causing you to sort of lash out. Of course, we're trying to lessen suffering in the world. So the fact that you're suffering, because we're obviously, I guess you're looking at us and seeing like we're not harming animals and we're big and strong and fit, you know. So obviously it's unnecessary to harm animals. But of course, in your mind, you probably hold the twin positions that you'd never harm an animal, unnecessarily because you're a good person. But you know, you're eating them 3 times a day like a barbarian. So I get that you feel a bit wounded, and I forgive you. And yeah, you can change at any time, and then you'll feel okay. That's my experience. Eliza's in the hizzy. Good to see you. Oh, watch Dominion. How many times should I spend on something to get off Dominion? That's really hard to say. It depends on your skin tone. Where in the world are you? Yeah, it's really hard to say. I did hear one expert saying like 25 minutes of full body exposure at the equator would be optimal. So if you're very far from the equator, good luck. Yeah. I think you're better off relying on a supplement by and large, because you may get skin cancer before you get adequate vitamin D would be my concern. I don't really know. I don't have any real good science on it. Can't stop lying. How are you, my friend? It's been a while. Sat down to tuck in my meal here in Las Vegas, 3 a.m. Wow. Not trying to find Hench doing this thing. My love, brother. Great to see you, my friend. And how's things? It's been a while. What have you been up to? How are you doing? Hope you're coping with all the horribleness in the world lately, all the lockdowns and whatnot. Lorraine Edie in the hizzy, good to see you. Good old John Gold. Are most food poisonings in humans caused by consumption of animal foods? Yes, there are exceptions, like rice can be a bit iffy, but it's mostly animal product, so that's a bit of instant karma. And also, 90% of choking deaths are done by people swallowing meat, because, believe it or not, we're not carnivores and our throats are not designed like that. So there's some more karma. Jan, hi. About K2, I read somewhere that from middle age we convert less and less from K3. I think it's K1 that we eat, and then it gets converted to K2 via bacteria. And therefore take K2 supplement. What do you think? I don't think that it's really an issue if you're eating a healthy diet, because I prescribed, when I was a nutritionist, I prescribed the woman on the least amount of calories, like 8x like the vitamin K requirements. I have heard that there is potentially, and it's not conclusive, but there is some science to suggest that it may be beneficial to add in some direct K2 though. I don't know if that might vary on a case-by-case basis, maybe if your diet's not the best. So, I've got no conclusive evidence either way, really. So for my vitamin D, I use the Vivo Life brand, and that has vitamin K2 added in. So I guess I'm about getting 1,000,000x my vitamin K requirements. Yeah, it may, according to some science, it may be worth adding it in potentially. But yeah, again, I don't think it's conclusive. Bellend. Well said, Eliza. Oh, and so good to see you again, bless you. The old Mark said, John Gold, did you know there are viruses right now that can survive cooking and linked to various cancers in humans? Yeah. And yeah, for instance, people who work in chicken slaughterhouses, they have like 4x the incidences of pancreatic cancer just from handling the chickens. Just from handling, not even eating them. So there's some more karma. Tricky you. All right, I had a weird shocked moment happened to me yesterday. In all the years I've been training in the gym, got told that I smell. There's been a few complaints. To me, guy was all right. Oh right, so you never come across that before, but you got told you smell. There's been some complaints. Consuming garlic, yeah, garlic comes out in your sweat and it does stink. And yeah, I was eating, I think I used to eat 3 to 5 raw cloves a day. And in the end, my training partners at karate said, like, you're going to have to stop that. So, yeah, it is a thing, sadly. It is a thing. JB, I experienced derailment after using cannabis for years and seen others getting stunned all the time. I was an idiot. Yeah, I don't know whether I should have really mentioned about that, really. It's not something I would do. Hangout, did someone say matcha? Shaggy, yeah, so it's green tea, but it's green tea where the leaves have been dried and pulverised and made into a powder. Well, not dried, because that's black tea, isn't it? What's the process? Anyway, it's powdered green tea, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. So you're actually swallowing the leaves instead of just drinking the cooking water. So it's much more, like something like 10x the antioxidants. Healthiest way to get your green tea in you. Mooncat must be a different shade, enough shade, maybe a little brown. How dare you? This is Vivo Life ceremonial grade, brilliant green. How dare you, Mooncat? How very dare you? I see why you'd say that though. It's weird, isn't it? But no, that is a good green, but it's a very deep green. So I wonder if it wasn't quite bright enough. Honest. Anime rapper. What's your go-to vegan junk food? Mine is Oreos. Not a goddamn thing. My go-to vegan food is Whole Foods. You can keep your junk food. How very dare you? Each to their own. Mooncat, are you going to do a video about the new cholesterol-lowering drug being rolled out by the NHS? Oh, not heard about it. All over the news. That's why I've not heard about it. Better going Whole Foods, but based on the root cause, yeah. For most people. Now, I've never looked at that before, so I thought root cause would be ROOT, but you're saying it as in like the journey, and that could be that as well, couldn't it? I'm going to have to check that out. Make sure I've not been thinking of it wrong all these years. That wouldn't surprise me. I've been wrong before, only once, mind. New cholesterol lowering drug. I bet there's a load of horrible side effects. Karma again. Thomas, do you spend much time with non-vegans? If so, how do you find this? No, I don't. I don't like them. Can't stop lying. I'm good, my friend. All is well. Glad to see the same as with you. Been very busy working at home. Nice to catch you later. It's good to have you, my friend. Good to have you. And I'm glad you're doing well. Me and Kat just emailed you a link to the article about cholesterol drug. Very good, thank you. Yeah, I'll have a good old look at that. Eliza, I had a great time seeing you at the March Tea. Thank you. I hope there will be more events to go to. Amen. Amen. Yeah, that was very good. You're a very good cuddler, I must say. Kitsy Katsa. That's a good name. Hi there, huge fan of your work. Thank you for your contribution towards veganism. Keep up. Thank you, you lovely person. I really appreciate it. Where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene? And how's your plant-based diet treating you? How are you feeling on it? Shaggy, will my sweat smell like green tea if I drink it every day? I wouldn't mind that. Mine certainly doesn't. What is something? Actually, I did read something recently saying that chlorophyll can make you smell not so bad if you have a lot of chlorophyll in your diet. I've actually got a liquid chlorophyll supplement that a company sent me. Never bothered with it because I eat so many leaves, but so yeah, there's got to be chlorophyll, which must be the green in the green tea. So it might help neutralise your stinking ass, your stinking ass. I joke. Mecha Rocks in the hizzy. Good to see you. Tookie you. Good to know how much is too much garlic. Powder. Don't know. I find the problem is only when I have fresh garlic. Personally. Oh, you meant read. Damn it. I mean, not damn it. That means I didn't get it wrong. So that's good news. Gem, is the heating on? I've got hot disease all of a sudden. Wow. I got too hot. Rowdy Rosa, is it common for vegans to have popping joints? Yes, but no more so than non-vegans. I've been vegan for 4 years and I'm quite active. My joints constantly pop. Welcome to my world. Especially when I'm working out. Not painful though. Can anyone relate? Yeah, most of my joints do that. Don't worry about it. Eliza, I was feeling a bit nervous going to London and the march on my own, so it was, I guess you were going to say good hanging out with you guys. And yeah, it was great to hang out with you. Lovely. So yeah, anytime there's an event, come and hang with us. You're very, very welcome. Always good to see a friendly face. Foxy Blonde, good to see you, my lovely. How are you doing this morning up in Scotland? Eliza loves cuddles. We all love a good cuddle. Well, most people, you get some people who are cuddle averse, don't you? Yeah. Dan Van Meers. Hi, Paul. Been watching your vids for a while now. I've been easing on salt and oil. Nice. I was a chef for 10 years. Oh, yeah. Salt and fat make everything so much better. How better are they actually? So the biggest killer now of UK residents on aggregate over the last 5 years is Alzheimer's disease. Number one dietary contributor to Alzheimer's disease is salt. So top killer of UK residents. So yeah, you want to cut that down, preferably out, probably. And then fats, some fats are quite innocuous, but trans fats, which are found in meat and processed plant foods, cholesterol, and long and very long chain fatty acids, and to a smaller degree, medium chain triglycerides. These raise your risk for heart disease, which is the top killer of Westerners on aggregate. So, yeah, they are the worst. They're the worst. Refined sugar as well is right up there. Sugar in fruit attached to fibre with the polyphenols, absolutely great. So it's really when we refine the sugar. White bread, can I get it? Oh, God damn! You certainly can, my good friend. Shaggy. Hang on. Anchor went a bit crazy with the bell ends, but then accidentally changed it to crown end. Crown end. It's our new phrase. Eliza with the bell end. I guess someone's wanting to drink their green tea. John Galt, what are your thoughts on inflammatory bowel disease? Do you think whole foods plant-based diet could cure it? It depends what the cause is, and if the cause is SIBO, so it's actually SIBO. So IBS is like a coverall. It's like a blanket like term. It's not an actual individual condition. What that means is, I don't know what this is, so we'll call it that. According to some experts, maybe up to 84% of IBS could be SIBO driven. Mine certainly was, and it would make things exponentially worse to go whole foods plant-based. So I think run some diagnostics, try to find out actually what is causing the IBS. You can run certain tests. For more on this, go to Goji Man's channel, check out some of his videos and see what resonates. But yeah, it can do. It just depends on what actually is the condition. What is causing those particular symptoms. You know, for most people, once you slowly transition over to a whole foods plant-based diet, you're giving your body what it needs, like the little like building blocks, like the short chain fatty acids that then feed the colon wall. So you would be repairing, you know, you wouldn't have like leaky gut syndrome or like gut permeability. Like, so that can be like at the root, I think. There's loads of different mechanisms. Jan, about smelling, I've been eating fenugreek lately and told I smell good. Right. What the perfume is. Slight musky, mild, flowery. Straight from a seed and then add an extra fenugreek. Interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that before. Macarox, my rib cage keeps popping. Wow, I've never come across that before. Tricky, how did it make you feel being told you smell? Like now I go to the gym. Oh, you get anxiety? Yes. Just not care. Hope smell goes. Yeah, that's a funny one, isn't it? Shaggy, I heard vegans taste better. Must be the chlorophyll gains. Could be. Rowdy, would you say popping joints are caused by deficiencies? No. Or hereditary? No. Anyway, one can improve it? No, I don't believe so, sadly. Because to me it isn't normal. It is super normal. I think it's just air, I think, in the joint. And it's like it's like a bubble of air. Is my understanding. I think when you're very active, I think you can be more prone to it happening. But if there's no pain, like it's just a real natural phenomena. Can't stop. I was so glad to see your smiling face when you ate the foods you had to give up after. Yeah, Gageman helped you. It was lovely. Thank you, my friend. You're really nice. I'm glad I bumped into you during Ryan's live stream over at Happy Healthy Vegan. Okay, what time did I start? 10:30. So we'll do another 10 minutes or so if you guys have got any comments or questiones. Don't know what I'm up to today. Did you guys check out my Animal Rights March video, which I put up yesterday? That was an amazing day. So please check that out later on if you've not already. What am I doing today? I think I'm just going to have a sort of spring cleaning day today, where I just get all my files in order on my computer and upload stuff to Facebooks and the Gram, and got a load of emails to answer. I am doing I don't know if you guys are interested in this. I'm going to do an interview with a guy who stars in ITV's Dancing on Ice. Do any of you watch that show? Mark Henry, I think his name is. I don't know if he's one of the... I've never even watched the show. I don't know if he's a kind of coach. He's basically a pro ice skater. So I need to... I need to research him. I need to research that show. And if any of you guys are fans, like, what would be some good questions? So I bumped into him at Camp Out with his family. They were all super lovely. So I guess I could ask him if his family is vegan and how that's going and how he's performing as a vegan and what inspired him. But are you guys fans, and do you have any specific questions you think that it'd be good to ask him? Dan, I'll keep easing on the salt then. Yeah. Do we get enough salt on a whole foods plant-based diet? Yeah, pretty much. Particularly if you have a lot of leafy greens. Celery is particularly good for sodium. You could potentially come up slightly short. So, if you're going to use salt, I would say to just sprinkle a tiny bit on top of your food on serving. And in that way, you kind of get more bang for your buck in terms of saltiness. But yeah, you don't want to go too heavy on that at all. Callie, my shoulders and hips pop. Yeah, same, especially at the gym, shoulder and leg day. I don't want to tell you the embarrassing time, but my right hip keeps popping. No pain, just a weird noise. Yeah, 34's happened for you. Yeah, I've had it for you. I think if you do like a lot of heavy training, or if you just train a lot, I think it kind of comes with the territory. Shaggy, are roasted seeds not as good as raw seeds? No, so you're probably harming some of the nutrients, but the worst thing is that you will be 3xing the amount of advanced glycation end products in the seeds, which they advance the aging process all throughout the body. So they cause macular degeneration, dementia, atherosclerosis, sarcopenia, which is muscle wastage, osteoporosis. They basically accelerate aging throughout your body. So, if you're not eating a lot of animal products like meat and dairy, and you're just having a bit of nuts and seeds, you're not going to be too bad on aggregate relative to an omnivorous eater. But yeah, by roasting them, you are 3xing the amount of advanced glycation in products. Of course, you create more oxygen-free radicals as well. So these are negative compounds, which, they don't do anything good in the body. Tricky you've been playing any games lately? Absolutely none. I've just been far too busy. Been doing a lot of travelling. The march and the camp out, travelling either side. Been away for a bit and just super busy. Yeah, I've had no time to play any. I'm currently playing Minecraft. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's quite meditative. It's like my sort of chill out time. And I can't remember the last time I had a second on there though. Yeah. Maybe I'll try and get an hour later today if I'm lucky. What are you guys playing? What's good? Will, are there going to be any more animal rights events this year? Couldn't make tonight. I'm sure there will be. I don't know of anything on a big scale, but if you check locally, there's always stuff. Well, I think that the Animal Rebellion or Extinction Rebellion are doing 2 solid weeks of protests in London. So again, that could be another reason why that particular day wasn't perhaps so well attended as it may have been. But yeah, look on Plant-Based News, look on Surge's page, look on Animal Rebellion, look on Extinction Rebellion's pages on the net. And that's all I've got to say about that. Hello, Hansel. I can't understand 100% what you're saying, but I love your channel. Love from Korea. Well, I love you very much too. Thank you for joining. And if there's anything I've spoken about that you'd like clarity on, let me know, and I'll try to break it down. If you'd like, my friend, you can download my free vegan nutrition e-guide. And it's just all the basics on how to thrive as a vegan. Make sure you get all the things you need. What things should you avoid? Like, how do I build muscle? How do I burn fat? It's all there. So, yeah, that's all in black and white. So that might be a little easier for you. And thanks for tuning in. How's the vegan scene in Korea? I don't think I've chatted to any Koreans before about that. Angarad, today we are making mushroom bread. Mushroom bread, I've never even heard of that. That's intriguing. Tell me about that. Sounds nice. Mooncat was a great video. Such a wonderful bunch banding together to improve the world. Amen. It's a beautiful day. Thanks, Rowdy. Mooncat. No. I've seen the show and the skater before. Nice. Nice. So is he like a judge or a coach or something on there? I don't suppose he competes on there, does he? Or does he? Mooncat, does the hip hopping movement get misinterpreted as a different moment? No, but I see why you might say that. I don't have my Scooby-Doo face on at the time, so that's the giveaway. Kitsy Katsa, I'm from Hungary. Wow. Veganism is kind to eat here. Unfortunately, Hungarian traditional dishes are extremely animal-based. So one of the leading people in heart disease and cardiovascular deaths. Wow, bless. Yeah. That being said, it's not impossible to do it here. I've been vegan for 7 years. Nice. Let's give Kitsy Katsa a round of applause for being vegan when it's even quite difficult there. Well done, you. Can't stop. Good to keep the rhythm going. Synovial fluid metronome for noisy time. JB, I've been sinking the hours in gaming wise. Remnant from the Ashes, Hades, and have Psychonauts 2 racked up. I don't even know what's going on in the world. I've never even heard of these games. Terrible. I used to be cool. If you had never subbed to Game Pass, all of those games will be accessible for £1. Wow. What? Wow. That seems like wizardry. Bailey, hey Hench, really appreciate your videos. Was wondering why so many ex or anti-vegans talk so much about gut health. I think like that's the one area where you may get like ex-vegans is the fact that their guts are screwed up from their crappy diet before they try to eat a healthy diet. So I think that's it. I think that's it. Vetchery. So what's the deal with people if you can't build muscle while doing things like marathon running? Well, you know, they're kind of at odds. Yeah, not that you can't, but that it's going to be more difficult. It's going to be a slower process for both, basically. You're never going to be the fastest marathon runner, you know, if you've got a big frame. And, yeah, just eat. You know, I put everything into muscle building, and it's a really slow process. So say I was trying to do endurance as well, you know, it would just take forever. But yeah, no, it certainly can be done. Of course, there are people who do both quite successfully. I guess, like I would say, you're probably going to be a master, jack of all trades, master of none, almost, if that makes sense. But I would say it's far healthier to do both. You know, you want some strong muscles and bones, and you want good heart and lung function. So. Yeah, I certainly see that as the healthier endeavour. Oh, thank you, Wind Waker. You're very kind. Mincat, one of the pro skaters on the show. Oh, so he's one of the pro skaters and skates. And he skates with one of the celeb skating partners. Right. Very interesting. Yeah, I really need to watch a few episodes to just get a good feel of it and then try to come up with some good questions. It's going to be interesting. Anchorad. So we're talking about mushroom bread. It's a bread we like to make every now and again. One of our favourites with no oil with onions, mushrooms, garlic and butter. That sounds delicious. Wow. Kitsy, thank you for the applaud, but it's really the moral minimum to do nothing. No, I get it. I totally get it. I just think that it's unusual, you know, when it's just made so difficult when you're the odd one out, because we are a social species. We don't want to be ostracized. We want to be able to have friends. We don't want to seem like outsiders, but it does make us that. So, yeah, I still think it's something to applaud. But I get you, like. One guy to me said, like, he ate omnivorously, and he says, "Oh, twice a week now I eat vegan all day, like I'm saving animals." And I was like, "You're not saving any animals. You're murdering animals 5 days a week, and then you just happen to not be murdering. You're not saving them. You're just not murdering them." And you know, am I saving? If someone doesn't rape. Is he saving people from being raped? No, like this is just stupid. So I totally get what you're saying. Tricky you. I've been playing Doom. Got for £3. Wow. I used to, the first Doom. I used to really enjoy that. I got the new one. But I soon got bored of it. It seemed like more of a platformer almost. Well, not more of a platformer, but there was a big platform element, and I didn't find it very intuitive. Maybe I'm just useless at games. Fudge is going to have some apple later. Good old Fudge. Kitzer, thank you. Really didn't come here for kind words, which feels good. To be fair, I love pets without species restrictions, so it makes it kind of easy. Amen. Mooncat, I'm playing through the HD remake of Zelda Skyward Sword at the minute on the Switch. I'm a sucker for Zelda games. I've never really played one. I'm sure I'd enjoy it. It looks like a sort of real traditional RPG style. So, yeah, I'm sure I'd love it. Right, I really better sign off and go and do some other stuff. So, yeah, next time I'm on Kitzer Katzer, you can ask whatever you want, particularly on like today was like pretty slow. So, we benefit from some longer questions. So that's absolutely fine. But I really better go and do some other things. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll free. Thanks for the super chat, keeping the beans on my toast, the wolves from the door, and the cameras rolling. Check out my free ebook. It's how to be vegan and not F it up like a bell end. Or we've got our course, which we dropped recently, which is a really in-depth video version, whereas this is a complete overview. This is like really in-depth, so if you really want to maximize your knowledge. It's my almost 10 years experience as a vegan PT / nutritionist. It's Gemma's almost 10 years. She was a vegan chef for a long while. She authored a couple of cookbooks. So it's all on knowledge and experience, and 14 videos, PDFs, loads of great charts. Our 2 cookbooks are in there as well. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to tell you. Have a great rest of your day. I may come on in the meantimes, but I'm not sure when. So keep your eyes open. Follow me on the gram if you want, hench_herbivore, and you may see me announce that I'm going to come on here. But other than that, we'll be on Friday night, 7 p.m. GMT. It's myself and the little lady. And Mooncat, there was something I needed to chat to you about. So I'll give you a quick call, Mooncat, if it don't mind. Yeah. But as for the rest of you, yeah, bye for now. Have an awesome rest of your day and hope to see you soon. Love you guys. Thanks for joining.